Welcome back to Theater Talk on WTBU Radio, the beat of Boston University. Before the break, we just played My Favorite Things with The Sound of Music. So a few of us got to go see SpeakEasy's production of Fun Home this past weekend, and I was truly blown away.
It was so good.
Who here at the panel has seen Fun Home before?
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
I saw it on Broadway.
You saw it on Broadway, is that it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Laura, have you seen Fun Home before?
Yep. I saw it when it toured.
You saw the tour here in Boston. I saw the tour here in Boston, and then this past summer, the Young Vic, which is a very famous theater company over in London, was doing Fun Home, and it was the talk of the town. Like, I worked in a theater this summer, and all anyone was talking about was Fun Home at the Young Vic. So I was so pumped to go see what they were going to do with it. And I walked in, and it was the exact same set and creative team and costume designer and everything from Broadway, just putting in the most famous London actors. So I was a little disappointed because I was just expecting like some like changes or whatnot. Right. But alas,
Did they do American accents or?
They did.
Okay.
Well, I mean, they're in Pennsylvania.
No, I get it.
I can see all of Pennsylvania.
So anyways, so SpeakEasy is currently doing it. It's playing now through November 24th. Get your tickets at speakeasystage.com or at bostontheaterscene.com. It was truly incredible. Laura, what did you think of this production? After seeing the tour.
Okay, so I saw the tour, and it was in the Boston Opera House. So really big, large-scale production. Yes. And I honestly thought when we went, I thought we were going to be put in the big theater at SpeakEasy because I thought they were going to do it with the bigger stage. But we walked in and it was in a black box. And I was like, how are they going to do this? And so we walked in and it was very intimate. It was an intimate space.
So intimate.
It's so intimate. And it was just incredible. It was incredible. You felt like you were watching like in the house what was going on. Like you literally felt like a fly on the wall. It was absolutely incredible. The kids, very talented.
I have so much.
There was no, I don't think, weak link in the cast. I think they were all phenomenal. Anyway,
talking about the design of the stage. So the set designer was Christina Tedesco, and she's actually a professor here at CFA. I worked on a paper with her for my Writing 100 class because she designed SpeakEasy's production of Appropriate by Brandon Jacobs Jenkins, which I saw back freshman year, another great set. She's one of my favorite scenic designers. And in the play or in the program, she's quoted as saying, they asked her like, what is the most important element of your Fun Home design? And she said, I think the most important thing is also the first thing we decided on, that the audience and band completely surround the action. They act as a shell, the outside world and surrounding and sounding board. It was very cool. Like the audience acted like the walls of the home, and like there's like a house like roof on the top of the audience. It was so good.
Is it in the round?
It's in the round, so 3/4, and then the band's on here. But like each section, like no more than 5 rows up, and you could like we were like a foot away from like the bed that like Joan.
We also had great seats.
They're very.
We
good
got
seats.
very lucky. And we were in the second row, and there was no one in the first row, so we were just like, oh, this is beautiful.
It was really just like. It was so good. The band was very fantastic, led by Matthew Stern.
And I was nervous because I was like, are we going to be able to hear them? Because the band is literally like right there. They're very, very close. So I was nervous about that, but it wasn't too big of a problem for me.
SpeakEasy always does a very good job at like sound design. Yeah. I've noticed recently sound design it's always been important, but like it's getting very, very good in the past. I'd say like 3 years. I love sound design.
I love sound.
But anyways, yeah. So for Laura, can you explain what Fun Home is about?
I could try. It is a little abstract, so buckle in and ride along with me. So it's about a 43-year-old cartoonist who is gay, and she talks about her life growing up in the 70s, I believe, or the 80s, in a town in Pennsylvania. And she is doing this for her cartoon. And we find out pretty off the bat in the show that her dad was a closeted man, and he ended up committing suicide as a result. So we take a step back in her life, and we go through kind of the events that led up to it. And it's a heart-wrenching thing, but there's also moments of like dark humor where you find yourself kind of like laughing, and I think it encompasses what some of the hidden family struggles that like not many people talk about, and like the tensions and stuff like that. It's a great show. I really like it.
All three Allisons were extremely talented.
Yes.
And it's all like local Boston talent.
Yeah.
I was so excited to see Joan, who is like middle Allison's like girlfriend. She's played by, let me just get her name right, Desiree Graham, who was actually a BU student last year. She graduated the School of Theater last year. She was in Cabaret, if anyone saw CFA's production last year. So I was very excited.
And we saw her at Angels last night.
Angels in America, she came in. She was there.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And so Laura and I were singing Joan, Joan.
Oh, that's what that.
Yeah.
I didn't understand. I just sang with you.
And you're just like, I like that song.
Music by Janine Tesori, and this is like, I love Janine Tesori, but I think this is really some of her best work.
Oh, it's fabulous.
The music is amazing.
I mean,
in this
Shrek
show.
is also great, but
It almost felt like I was seeing a different show. It felt like I was, because I had seen Fun Home before, and I was like, okay, I know what happens.
It was fresh in my mind because I just saw it literally like a few months ago.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay, Fun Home,
Right.
okay, but I was so enthralled.
Oh, it was
Entranced?
so good. Yeah, both.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be an intimate show, right? Like it was in the
Yes.
round on Broadway.
Yeah.
But like
Right.
when it went to the Opera House, did it
So-
not have that aspect or?
So it was really interesting what they did, and the set design is a very big part, especially of in the Broadway, especially in the national tour and in the London production. What happens is like at the very they spend the first like half of the show in like the quote unquote fun home, and then what they did for the national tours, there's a part where we go with the dad to New York, and like the set drastically changes, and then after that they reveal the actual fun home, and like it opens up, and it's just like wow. So in London when they did that, you don't expect it because it's like a huge brick wall that's a fun home, but then that opens up and you see the real like actual fun home, and my breath was taken away in London. It was probably one of the best sets I've seen in my entire life was that set. So I was really interested to see, we've gotten so off topic from the question, but I was very interested to see what they did with it. And while they didn't do any changes, what they do with this set works very well, and the lighting is very, very effective. What was the question?
Well, I was watching a video with the original cast on Broadway, and they were like,
in the round.
The girl was like, made a point to be like, the like last seat in the house is only like 40 seats away from the stage or something. So I was like
intimate.
wondering how they did that in the Opera House because it's a huge venue.
So, yeah, that's what I was going for. So the set design was different, and obviously like you have to appeal to like these mass markets with huge national touring houses, and how do you fill it. So they just like reworked like the show, and it didn't feel so intimate.
Yeah.
Oh, not at all. I was in,
we were like towards the back of the orchestra at the Opera House, and the Opera House is a huge space.
Oh, yeah.
But they still do a good job at like filling and like drawing you in.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a whole just different experience,
Oh, yeah.
especially with SpeakEasy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, I feel like if like the oldest Allison, she's like narrating, right?
Yes.
If she's narrating, I feel like in the Opera House, it's like she's like saying these monologues to
Yeah.
like no one,
Yeah.
whereas
Yeah.
like in a smaller space, she's like speaking directly to
Right.
you.
And what was
Yeah.
really I found astonishing was astonishing. We're gonna talk about Sutton Foster a little later in the show, and I'll tell you why later.
wow.
But Allison, played by Amy Jo Jackson, came over and like was standing like kind of towards like where we were sitting and watching the scene at the beginning, and she's like drawing the whole show, and she was actually drawing.
I noticed that too. The dad was actually drawing
And
mountains.
they're very talented. I don't know if they like taught them how to draw or if they're just innately talented artists, but wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And so it's just like little like tweaks like that
Yeah.
to the show. Also, I just want to give a quick shout out to Tyler Simak, who plays Roy and Mark and Pete and Bobby Jeremy. He's a SpeakEasy regular. It's at this time. We saw him in Allegiance there, and he's a very talented boy.
Oh, very talented boy. Great voice.
They
very
all,
good voice.
medium Allison, great voice. Helen, The mother was from. She was in.
She's my favorite song.
She works
At Boco,
She
right?
works at Boco. She's my friend's professor, but she was in the original Broadway company of The Full Monty and South Pacific and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
That's so cool.
Very accomplished woman. And the kids.
So good.
I was truly not expecting them to be as talented as they were. The little boy, one of the boys was in Merrily at Huntington. And you could tell they're just having so much fun up there.
I know. They're so professional.
They're like,
the girl
come
walked
to the
on
fun
and
home.
like had the spot. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it. I would recommend it for
I can't wait
anyone.
to see it again.
Anyone. Same.
Tickets are getting hard to. Like,
I'm
the
sure
show
it's
is
a
selling out.
great show.
So I would definitely highly suggest getting your tickets. Now it's playing again through November 24th at SpeakEasy Stage Company. So yeah, everyone go see it. I know we're all going back to see it again.
Woo.
So we're very excited. We're going to take a little quick break. Here's Changing My Major from the original Broadway cast
Changing My
recording of
Major
Fun Home
to Joe.
by Emily Skeggs. And we'll be right back on Theater Talk.
This is such a good song.
Bye.